Hi guys, check out this little etude that I wrote over the tune I Love You, which is the tune that Django and Stefan recorded, not the Cole Porter one. This one is by Harry Archer. We're going to listen to the etude and then we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in it. When I write these etudes, I always make sure that I improvise most of them. So look, I'm just going to jump straight into what we're doing there. That first little bit, well, that is a bunch of different ideas put together, and it's a bunch of different ideas that are part of my sort of musical psyche. They're just like in my subconscious playing. I know these little lines and these little cells of melody well enough to just sort of have them come out when a chord comes up or when I hear a chord, and I hear them in my head pretty much, or I hear something similar in my head, and they come out as a sort of stream of consciousness, and then I try and shape them into a line. So here we've got the first thing, right? The first bit, that first little line, it's an enclosure of the third of F major, and then an enclosure, a different enclosure of over the root. Third, one. Both of these enclosures are covered in my Mastering Chromatics course on Skool, which you can get if you're a member, a paid member, or you can buy for a one-off fee. What I'm doing there is I'm just sort of playing around with the chord tones, and I'm using the chromatic enclosures that I have under my fingers, and I'm just sort of creating melodies through that. And then I'm going from the seventh of the major seventh of F major down to the sixth. Oh, sorry, down to the fifth, which chromatically, yeah, E, C, right. So again, that's actually spoken about in my Mastering Chromatics course. It's not a enclosure, but it's more like a chromatic concept that I like to use quite a lot. We've got, let's go to the next little bit. So what I'm doing there is I am chromatically approaching the notes of the F major scale. I guess I'm a little, I jump up to that F. I am chromatically approaching the notes of the F major scale from underneath by a semitone. Right? I'm not thinking about the chords so much there. I'm just creating a melody by doing that with a scale. It's something that you've probably seen me do in videos before, or I put a lot of reels out about this stuff. It's a great way to create melodies, and it's a great way to sort of stop thinking about theory too much and to realize that a lot of melody is just sort of tension and release around the major scale. That's what I think anyway. All right. And then over that G minor to D7, I jump down the G harmonic minor scale. I'm just going down the G harmonic minor scale, because in this instance, right, when we get to that G minor, that D7, that G minor, D7, we're in G minor now. Really, that is where we're at. We're resting in a new sort of place, in a new sort of temporary home, a temporary harmonic home, and we're resting there for a little while. And the G harmonic minor scale really helps us sort of solidify that. So it's a really good thing to be able to do if you suddenly are in G minor anywhere in any tune. Play the G harmonic minor scale; it'll be okay. Everyone will understand where you are, and that goes for all keys. Okay, and then over the long G minor, I've got this. I'm basically jumping up the G minor triad, and then I'm jumping down a G minor 6 arpeggio. So it's got an E in it, an E natural, which gives us a sort of major 6 over it. And it says it's a nice sound to get over a G minor chord. It's a nice sound and a nice sort of sonic landscape to, I don't know. It's just a nice sound to get into your playing. I jump up and then down the, I guess the A diminished arpeggio, or E or C diminished arpeggio, or E flat diminished arpeggio, or F sharp diminished arpeggio. Doesn't matter which one, they're all the same. But I'm jumping up and down there over that D7, which gives us a flat 9 over the D7, which is a nice sound if you're in the key of G minor. Over this 2/5 there, I'm going. So I'm going. It's an idea that I've spoken a lot about on Skool and in my jazz violin practice club. I think I've probably even put an Instagram short up about something similar. Basically, we're taking the F major scale and then we're going on each of the notes, and then we're going under it by a semitone, on it again, and then up by a third. So, and then. And I'm doing it lower down here. I'm just doing it there. I'm not really thinking too much about what's going on there, I don't think, when I'm playing. I'm just playing around with that idea and then jumping up and down chord tones of that C7. That's really how I guess I aim myself with lines like this. I'll probably think to myself, oh yeah, I'm hearing this in my head, and then I'll just sort of let myself go out of that and jump into the chord tones and just see what happens. And I guess that's what happened. I think I like that little line. I'm happy with it. Okay guys, hopefully you've enjoyed this little explainer of my Etude. It's a little excerpt of a longer video that I've put together for my members on Skool. If you'd like to get involved in that, and if you'd like to see the rest of this video, then check out the link in the description below and join my Skool and sign up for a paid membership, and you'll have access to this video plus loads and loads of other resources for learning jazz violin. If you've enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and do all that stuff. Blah 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 blah. Thanks very much. Goodbye.